Hello and welcome back to our series on setting up your camera for dental photography. We already talked about Sony and Nikon cameras, and now let's jump into the Canon universe. Basically, to start or before we start, one thing to clarify. The macro lens is the most important part, then the flash, and at the end, the camera. This setup, for example, is using the Canon R10, the 100mm RF macro lens. It offers a 1.4 time magnification. And before we jump into details, let's talk about the macro lens. The difference between other macro lenses, for example, the one from Sony, you don't see numbers here. So you don't see, if you turn the lens back and forward, you don't see magnification ratio or other stuff. This lens offers other options that are absolutely not relevant for dental photography. You see here the SA control. Please, there's a possibility to lock this ring to avoid, because this controls where you've set the focus point. So you can defocus your image. This is nice for artistic portrait photography, but don't use it for dental photography. So block this in the center. You don't need image stabilization. You might turn it off. Go for manual focus. We will talk in the menu overview, manual focus with focus peaking. And then you also have this set to full, that you have the full range. And you need to activate in the menu the function that you see the magnification ratio and all the details in the viewfinder or on your back screen. So before we jump into more tips and tricks, let's check out how to set up your Canon camera. It can be R10, Canon R8, R7. All the Canon cameras are set up the same way. Okay, let's go. Now we have set up the Canon camera, and you see here I'm using the Godox MF-R76 TTL flash on my camera, and the same goes for all cameras. I have stopped basically using the electronic viewfinders to focus or look at my patient. I prefer using the back screen with the focus peaking. And then again, you hold your camera in your left hand. The elbow is like my tripod. So I have a stable position, can talk to my patient, holding the camera in front of my body. Patient is sitting in the chair. You adjust the position of the patient that you feel comfortable when looking at the patient. And then you can pre-focus. The fine tuning, the framing is done by moving a little bit back and forward. And then when you're ready to shoot, then just push the button and you have the result. We need to talk about the colors. So compared to Nikon and Sony, the Canon pushes a little bit more red, but let's say we made a survey, it's 40% of you out there prefer this warmer red touch. That's personal preferences. So Canon, Nikon, and Sony are all making or creating good pictures if you use them right. So for the ring flash, we have also all these additional options of diffusers from Pro Dental Photo or from Intra Photos. We will have a dedicated series, a dedicated video on how to use diffusers, cross-polarizing filters from Pro Dental Photo or Intra Photos that can be attached on the ring flash or also on your lateral flash. So also with your Canon system, you can upgrade your camera. Just let's remove the ring flash here. From the camera, you see I have attached this small plate here that I can switch my bracket and use it on different cameras. So that's the same bracket I'm using on my Sony or Nikon setup. Now it's on my Canon camera. In addition, we use, because there's no there's no dental mode inside Canon or Nikon. So I would go for the very compact Godox X3 trigger. You can turn it on. It has a nice display here. And then you can also use your MF12 on your flash bracket to use it as lateral flash or ring flash. It's in one setup. You have all the options. You can move the lights. If you have a lot of reflections of front teeth, then you can move the lights a little bit more outside to have a more angulated direction of the light. And the less direct you flash, the less reflection you have and the more 3D looking images you get. And the same goes here if you want to use diffusers. The one from Intra Photos, the magnetic ones, can be attached. You can also use the Godox diffusers that just pop on. You can again also go for bouncers. These are the new magnetic bouncers from Sexy Ceramic, and so on. So we will talk also about cheek retractors and other additional accessories in other videos. And also we will talk about using reflectors for portrait photography and a lot of other stuff. But for now, the most important thing is know what you want to see on your image, save your settings as presets also on these cameras, 1 for intraoral, 2 for extraoral portrait photography. Find your position, know what you want to have on your picture, frame, shoot, voila, that's it. That's the thing. So again, the key element of your dance photography, if you're a Canon shooter, mirrorless, Canon RF100 macro lens, camera can be R10, R8, R7, R6, whatever you want, MF-12 lateral flashes, or R76 ring flash. That's it for you Canon shooters out there. If you have any questions, drop them in the comments, send me a direct message, and check out more videos on my YouTube channel. Subscribe to the channel if you enjoy it. I offer also a membership. I have some special things that are members only just for you. See you soon.